Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I'm excited to kick off a brand new series where I'll be teaching you how to master KineMaster, one of the most powerful mobile video editing apps out there. If you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more KineMaster tips and tricks. Now let's jump right into it. To get started, open the KineMaster app on your device. Once the app is open, you'll be greeted with the home screen, where you can manage your projects and access various settings. On the home screen, you'll see a big icon or a Create New Project button in the center. Tap on that to start a new project. Next, you'll need to choose your project's aspect ratio. KineMaster offers several options like 16:9 for YouTube videos, 9:16 for Instagram stories, or 1:1 for square videos. For this tutorial, I'll choose 16:9, which is perfect for YouTube. You can give your project a name here if you like, or leave it as the default. Once you're ready, tap OK to start editing. On the right side of the screen, you'll see several buttons. The top button with the media icon opens the media browser. This is where you'll import all your videos, images, and audio clips for editing. Here, you can browse through the folders on your device to select the media files you want to use. Simply tap on a folder, then tap on the files you want to add. They'll be automatically placed on the timeline. The timeline is at the bottom of the screen, where you'll see your media clips arranged. This is where all the editing happens. You can think of it as the workbench where you'll be cutting, trimming, and arranging your clips. You can scroll through the timeline by swiping left or right, allowing you to move through different parts of your project. Pinching in and out on the timeline will let you zoom in for detailed edits or zoom out to see the whole project. To rearrange clips, simply tap and hold on a clip, then drag it to the desired position on the timeline. You can also add new clips by dragging them directly from the media browser. Above the timeline, you'll see an icon labeled Layer. Tapping this lets you add various layers to your project, including additional videos, images, text, stickers, or even handwriting. Each new layer you add will appear on top of your main video track. The order of layers matters. Layers on top will cover anything below them. For example, if you add text as a layer, it will appear over your video in the final edit. The large window in the center of the screen is your preview window. This is where you'll see how your video looks as you edit. You can play, pause, and scrub through your video using the controls below the window. One of the great things about KineMaster is that you can see your edits in real time. As you make changes on the timeline or add layers, they'll be instantly reflected in the preview window. When you tap on a clip, you'll find several tools. These include options for trimming, splitting, and adjusting your clips, as well as applying various effects. We'll go over these tools in detail in future videos, but for now, I'll just give you a quick look. To apply effects, transitions, or filters, you can tap on a clip in the timeline and choose from the options that appear on the right side. These tools allow you to customize your video and give it a unique style. With this basic understanding of KineMaster's interface, you're now ready to start importing your media and making your first edits. In the next section, we'll dive into some of the essential tools you'll use to trim, cut, and arrange your clips on the timeline. Sometimes you might want to split a single clip into multiple parts so that you can apply different effects or transitions to each section. To do this, select the clip and move the playhead to the position where you want to make the split. Tap the split button and your clip will be divided into two separate parts at the playhead. Now you can treat each part as an individual clip, moving them around on the timeline or adding different effects to each one. Trimming is another essential tool, allowing you to adjust the start and end points of a clip without cutting it into multiple pieces. To trim a clip, first select it on the timeline. Go to the specific part of the clip from where you want to trim the clip and select Trim Left if you want to remove left side of the clip, or Trim Right if you want to remove right side of the clip. In addition to trimming, You can also manually adjust the length of your clips. Let's say you want to extend a clip to fill more time on the timeline. Simply tap and hold on the edge of the clip and drag it to the right to extend or to the left to shorten. This is helpful if you want a clip to match the length of an audio track or another video clip. Made a mistake? No worries. KineMaster has handy undo and redo buttons at the top of the screen. The undo button will reverse your last action, and the redo button will bring it back if you change your mind. These tools are lifesavers when you're experimenting with different edits and want to quickly compare options. Another useful tool is duplicating or copying the clips. It is great if you want to reuse the same footage or effects in different parts of your video. To duplicate clip, tap on it and select the three-dot sign in left side of the window and tap duplicate. This feature can save you a lot of time, especially when you're working on repetitive edits. And there you have it. These basic editing tools, cutting, trimming, splitting, and adjusting clips are the building blocks of any video project in KineMaster. Mastering these will make your editing process much smoother and more efficient. Transitions are effects that occur between two clips. They help to create a seamless flow, whether it's a simple cut, a fade, or a more complex effect like a wipe or zoom. In KineMaster, you can choose from a variety of built-in transitions and even customize them to fit your video style. To add a transition, you first need to have two clips on your timeline that are positioned next to each other. The transition will be applied at the cut where these clips meet. Tap on the small square that appears between the two clips. This square is your gateway to the transition menu, where you can choose and customize the transition effect. Once you're in the transition menu, you'll see a variety of categories to choose from, such as classic transitions, 3D transitions, and fun transitions. Each category contains different styles, so take a moment to browse through them. To apply a transition, simply tap on the one you like, and it will be automatically added between the two clips. You'll see a preview of the transition in the preview window. Notice how the transition smoothly blends the two clips together, making the cut less jarring. You can customize how long the transition lasts by adjusting its duration. To do this, tap on the transition in the timeline. You'll see options to increase or decrease the duration. A shorter duration makes the transition quick and snappy, while a longer duration makes it more gradual. Choose what fits best with your video's pacing. If you decide you no longer want a transition, it's easy to remove it. Simply tap on the transition icon in the timeline and then tap None to remove it. To change a transition, follow the same steps as when you added it. Tap on the transition icon, open the transition menu, and select a different effect. The new transition will replace the old one automatically. And that's how you add, customize, and manage transitions in KineMaster. Whether you're going for a subtle fade or a dramatic effect, transitions are key to making your video look polished and professional. Let's start by adding some basic text to your video. First, make sure your playhead is at the point in the timeline where you want the text to appear. Then, tap the layer button on the right side of the screen. From the options that appear, select text. This will bring up a text box where you can type in your desired text. After typing your text, tap OK to add it to your video. You'll now see the text on your video and in the preview window. You can drag it around to position it anywhere on the screen. To resize the text, simply pinch in or out on the text box. You can also rotate it by using the handle at the top of the box. Now that we've got our text in place, let's customize it to fit the style of your video. Start by selecting the text layer in the timeline. This will bring up a menu of customization options. Tap on Font to choose from a wide variety of fonts. You can scroll through the list to find the perfect style, whether you're going for something classic, bold, or playful. Next, let's change the color of our text. Tap on Color in the text customization menu. Here you can choose a solid color or use a gradient for a more dynamic look. To make your text pop even more, you can add a shadow or outline. Tap on Shadow to add a subtle drop shadow. which can make your text stand out against a busy background. You can adjust the shadow's color, distance, and blur to get the effect just right. Similarly, you can add an outline by tapping on Outline, choose a color, and adjust the thickness to give your text that extra edge. Now, let's bring our text to life with some animations. KineMaster allows you to animate text as it appears and disappears from the screen. Tap on in animation to choose how your text will enter the scene. For example, you can choose slide right to have the text slide in from the left side of the screen. Once you've selected an animation, you can adjust the duration to make it faster or slower. Similarly, you can add an out animation to control how your text exits the screen. This is a great way to keep your video dynamic and engaging if you want your text to have continuous movement. You can add an overall animation. This can make the text bounce, pulse, or even rotate throughout its entire duration. This type of animation is perfect for keeping your audience's attention on important information. Once you're happy with your text style and animation, you'll want to make sure it appears and disappears at the right time. On the timeline, you'll see the text layer you created. You can adjust the duration by dragging the ends of this layer. You can also move the entire text layer left or right to change when it appears in your video. This is useful if you want to sync the text with specific actions or dialogue. You're not limited to just one text layer. You can add multiple layers to include different text elements such as titles, subtitles, and lower thirds. Each layer can be customized and animated independently, giving you full creative control over your video's text. And that's how you add and customize text in KineMaster. Whether it's for titles, captions, or creative effects, these tools give you the power to enhance your videos and deliver your message clearly. Let's start by adding background music to our video. First, tap on the audio button on the right side of the screen. This will open the audio browser where you can browse through your device's music library. Scroll through your music library or search for a specific track you'd like to use. Once you find a track, tap on it to preview how it sounds with your video. If you're happy with the selection, tap the button to add it to your timeline. The track will appear as an audio layer beneath your video clips. Now that we've added the music, we can adjust its volume to ensure it doesn't overpower your video's dialogue or sound effects. Tap on the music layer in the timeline to bring up the audio settings. Here, you can slide the volume bar to increase or decrease the music's volume. You can also fade in and fade out the music according to your desire. Next, let's add some sound effects to enhance specific moments in your video. Just like with music, tap on the audio button to open the audio browser and then select the SFX tab to access sound effects. Once you've found the perfect sound effect, tap on it to preview how it fits with your video. When you're ready to add it, tap the button and it will appear on the timeline as a new audio layer. You can position the sound effect by dragging the audio layer along the timeline. This allows you to sync the effect with specific actions in your video. Just like with background music, you can adjust the volume of the sound effect by tapping on its layer in the timeline. You can also trim the sound effect to make it shorter by dragging the ends of the audio layer. This is particularly useful for matching the length of the sound effect with the visual element it's enhancing. To add a voiceover to your clip, start by tapping the audio button to open the audio browser. Select your voiceover and it will appear on the timeline as a new audio layer. Similar to music and sound effects, you can trim the beginning or end of the voiceover by dragging the edges of the audio layer. To adjust the volume or apply effects like reverb or echo, tap on the voiceover layer in the timeline and access the audio settings. These effects can enhance the quality of your voiceover, making it sound more professional. Close your eyes gently. Take a deep breath in through your nose, allowing your lungs. Let's see the difference in the video after adding background music, sound effects, and a voiceover. Close your eyes gently. Take a deep breath in through your nose, allowing your lungs to fill completely. Hold it for a moment, then exhale slowly and deeply through your mouth. Proper sound design is crucial in video making, and you'll notice the impact of well-managed background music, sound effects, and voiceovers in your video. Since I can't cover every detail in this video, I'll be creating a follow-up tutorial on mastering sound editing using KineMaster. To stay updated, subscribe and hit the bell icon. KineMaster offers several key tools for manually adjusting your video's color, including brightness, contrast, saturation, temperature, and more. Let's break each of these down. Access the color correction tools. First, select the video clip you want to edit in the timeline. Tap on the color adjustment tool from the options panel. Here you can see several key tools for manually adjusting your video's color. Brightness adjusts how light or dark your footage appears. Increasing brightness makes the scene look more vibrant and lively, while decreasing it can add mood or a dramatic effect. Be careful not to increase the brightness too much, as it can make your footage look flat and overexposed. Contrast determines the difference between the light and dark areas of your footage. Increasing contrast makes the bright areas brighter and the dark areas darker, making your video look more vivid. Decreasing contrast flattens the image, making it softer and more neutral. High contrast can make your video pop, but too much can lose detail in both the highlights and shadows. Saturation adjusts the intensity of the colors in your video. Increasing saturation makes the colors more vibrant, while decreasing it results in a more muted or even grayscale effect. Don't overdo it. Oversaturation can make your video look unnatural or cartoonish, so aim for balance. Temperature adjusts the warmth or coolness of your footage. Increasing the temperature gives your video a warmer, yellowish tint like a sunny day, while decreasing it gives a cooler, bluish tint like a winter scene. Temperature is key to creating mood. Warm tones can evoke feelings of comfort and nostalgia, while cool tones can create a more somber or futuristic vibe. The hue slider changes the actual colors in your footage. For example, it can make greens appear more yellow or blues appear more purple. Hue adjustments are useful when you want to stylize your video with a unique color palette, or when correcting footage where the colors seem off. Be subtle with hue adjustments. Drastic changes can make your video look unrealistic unless you're going for a special effect. KineMaster includes a variety of filters that can instantly change the color scheme of your video. These are great for quick adjustments or when you want a specific look without manual color correction. If you're aiming for a cinematic, vintage, or stylized look, filters can save time and effort. You can adjust the intensity of filters as needed. Below the preview window, you will see a bar to set the intensity. In this section, we've explored how to use color correction tools in KineMaster, including brightness, contrast, saturation, hue, temperature, and how to apply preset filters for a quick color grading process. Now that we've completed our video, it's time to export it. To do this, tap the export button in the top right corner of your screen. Next, you'll see a range of export options. Here's what each one means and how to choose the best settings for your project. Resolution, this is where you choose the quality of your video. I recommend exporting in at least 1080p for most projects, but if you're creating content for platforms like Instagram Stories or TikTok, 720p can work well too. Frame rate, make sure you match the frame rate to your footage. 30 fps is standard for most videos, but you can go up to 60 fps If you want smoother motion for fast-paced scenes, higher bitrates give better quality, but also result in larger file sizes. For YouTube or social media, a medium to high bitrate is a good balance. Once you've chosen your settings, tap Export, and KineMaster will start rendering your video, depending on the length of your video and your device. This could take a few minutes while exporting. Avoid switching to other apps or letting your phone go idle, as it could interrupt the export process. Congratulations, you've just completed your first video project in KineMaster from start to finish. We've covered the basics like adding transitions, text, audio, and even some color correction techniques. We're just getting started. In the next video, I'll show you more advanced editing techniques in KineMaster. We'll dive into topics like keyframe animations for adding smooth movements to your videos, advanced audio editing including sound effects and precise audio control, chroma key green screen, how to replace backgrounds using the chroma key feature, blending modes, and masking for creating more cinematic and professional effects. If you're excited to learn these advanced tools, make sure to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified as soon as the next tutorial drops.